Okay, so I would like to talk a little bit about construction geometry, and we're going to go ahead and create a part so we can see some of our menus here. As you know, we have our standard planes, our front, top, and right plane, and we can turn those guys on. Um, Reference geometry up here is pretty important when we need to create a plane where there's no geometry to be able to draw on to create a sketch. There's several options here: a plane, an axis, a coordinate system, and a point. So if I wanted to create some reference geometry, for instance, if I want to create a plane that's offset from one of my existing planes, I can just click on plane, and using my first reference, I can click on that plane. Let's say I want it to be offset at a certain distance, like say 20 inches. And if I zoom out, we can see that this new plane that I'm creating is 20 inches offset. So that's pretty handy when I need to make planes offset at a distance. So maybe if I needed to come back and do some construction geometry. We can also rename that plane. So if I click and basically two slow clicks, I'll do that one more time. Click and then click again, 2 slow clicks. I could rename that as whatever I want, 20-inch offset plane. So we can also create axes. If your start part doesn't have axes already, you can go ahead and create those. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect everything, and we're going to go reference geometry and axes. So if I select 2 planes holding the control key down that are orthogonal to each other, we know that that intersection point is just an axis, and that's where we're doing 2 planes. We create axes on an edge between 2 points, or about the center of a cylinder, as well as a point and face plane. So here's an axis. If I wanted to create another axis along the front plane and the top plane, that's more, we have it there. So I'm going to move these axes up a little bit higher in my feature tree here. So I want to show how we can make a plane that maybe is not orthogonal to our base planes. Maybe we make it at a 45-degree angle, and let's show you how to do that. So I could create a plane, and that plane I'd have to have a first reference, and my second reference might be that axis itself, and we can come back in at an angle, so let's say 45 degrees, and now our new plane is at an angle 45 degrees. We can control the direction by flipping offset and getting the plane where I want it. So now if I OK that, I have yet another plane, and I could grab the tool handles here. I have another plane that is 45 degrees from my base orthogonal planes. And maybe that's something I need to use to sketch on to create a certain shape or something. So we can create another coordinate system. I generally have, if we show here's our coordinate system, our origin. If I need to create another local coordinate system, I could do that. I would need some geometry, some additional geometry to do that. So like if I had orthogonal planes offset in the X, Y, and Z, I could create an axis using that. And likewise, I could create a point. So hopefully this gives you an idea of some of the reference geometry that you can do. It's kind of hard right now as you're learning to understand why would I need this reference geometry, but just keep it in the back of your mind that it's something that exists that we can use. Okay, thanks a lot for listening.